Yo, this is going to be a kind of a review of an air compressor. I don't do reviews, I don't do videos, I don't do that kind of stuff, but I'm going to do this one. I'm going to try to do this one. I got a new air compressor over here replacing this one. This one I've had for a long, long time, but it finally gave up the ghost. This thing broke. It's probably repairable, but I'm not the guy that's going to do it. Anyway, it broke, so I had to replace it. I went out and I found, I wanted a big one. Ooh, I had this little one for years. So I thought, I'm going to get a big one, so I got this big black thing from Lowe's, and I brought it out, hooked it up. Seemed to work okay, but it was so noisy. You turn it on here and it would just drive me out of the shop. The shop's, okay, but it's smallish. So I couldn't stand it. I walked outside, shut all the doors, went in the house, which is like 20, 30, 50 feet away maybe from the door, and I could still hear it inside the house. So it was not going to work for me. It was just killing me. So I took it back to Lowe's, and then I came home and Googled everything, and quiet air compressors, and two of them came up. One of them was a DeWalt, and the other one was a California Air Tools, and they had a real good rating as far as silence, quietness of operation. So after reading all that, I decided on the California Air Tools one. And there was a lot, at the time I didn't see any videos about the thing, just articles and whatnot. And since then I have found a couple. Dima has one, and his is fairly new. So if you want a lot of technical stuff, go to that video. I'm not going to put it in any kind of listings at the bottom because I don't know how to do that. Or if I figure out how to do it before I put this thing up, if I put it up, I'll try to add it in, but at this point I'm not even going to try it. But just type in Dima, and he'll come up. I think that's how you pronounce it. And he'll come up. Have fun with the technical aspects of it. I'm just going to tell you why I like it or don't like it, or things I like. And nobody gave it to me. Nobody gives me stuff. But I felt an obligation in this case, because it did do something that I wanted it to do, and there's some things I don't care for about it, but we'll get to that. Just briefly, I got the box over here. I've had it for about 2 months, maybe 3 months, something like that. Comes in this box, and just so you know, it's a 10 or a 5510 SE is the model number. Let me see. The output is 90 psi. It's got a 1 horsepower. I don't know what all you need to know about this. Decibels, it's 60 decibels, which is, you can talk over it. I'll try to show you that here in a minute. It's got a 5-gallon tank, blah blah blah. Like I said, for all of this kind of information, go online, go to Dima, go to the other guy I can't remember his name, but call it up. There's a couple out there now. So that's all the technical parts, other than what I need to talk about or want to talk about. So anyway, this one had it for 30 years or so. Noise is crap. I have it plugged in. Okay, that's what it sounds like. And this is the one I bought. Okay, this is the California Air Tools. This is the California Air Tools compressor. You can see the kind of, don't count this part down here yet. This tank and this tank, and then of course the motor's on top. So it's not real big, and there's bigger ones. The California Air Tool makes larger ones of these, and I have to assume they're equally as quiet or comparably quiet, depending on the size of the motor and all that. But just real quick, I want to show you the quietness of it, so you can compare the two. And I don't know that this one is any more noisier or less noisy than anything else at this size. So we'll do the sound thing first. So okay, that's what that one sounds like. That's the show and tell. I'm behind it, so I don't know if this is going to pick up on the camera or not. But I'm just talking in a normal voice, and if this were on the floor or over there, it wouldn't be hard to talk in the shop. It wouldn't be hard to talk in the shop at all. But right here, talking through the motor, maybe it sounds louder than it really is. But it's really very quiet compared to anything else I've seen. So I'm done with this one. I'm going to take this off the table. Because I don't know if I'll ever fix it. I don't think so. I'll put it in there, and then we'll get that later. So let me move this over here. Now, one thing about it is that in general the size of it is fine. It's got this handle, these two handles, and when you pick it up, roll it around, at my height anyway, when I pick this up, the butt end of it drags, so I have to kind of lean over and way down. You can't put it straight up. And I don't usually move them by the handle anyway. What I usually do, or what I've done, is I take one of these boards I got from Harbor Freight. These roller things cost $7 or so. And I just strap it onto that, and that way I can move it around. I can just roll it around wherever I want it, kick it or pull it with the cord, whatever. So I like this better. It gives it a little more height. I don't like, the other thing I don't like the way the gauges are. They point straight out. And on a short little one like this, I wish there was some way for it to be tilted up a little bit so I could see it from over here instead of leaning over and trying to find it. But other than that, those are just minor things. Other than that, the only other problem I've had, is I've gotten a small air leak. It's not loud enough right now. Let me turn this on for just a second. So I've gotten a small air leak right in here. I can feel it. And somehow it's coming out of between this nut or whatever this thing is and this black part. It's like a little pinhole. And I was hoping I could get it to make enough sound so you could hear it on the camera, but I don't think I'm going to. Nah, you can't hear it, but it's coming out right there. So, which meant, of course, that it wouldn't hold the air pressure in here. So I thought, well, geez. Usually when I buy something like this, it's not, and the thing costs like $200. And that's including taxes. I bought it through Home Depot because I don't like ordering stuff online. It's an age thing, I guess, but I don't like ordering online. So I like to go in and say, okay, here's the money, ship it to you, and then I'll come and pick it up, which is what I did. And it worked pretty well. I'm not a Home Depot fan. If you got to pick one of the big boxes, I usually go to Lowe's instead of Home Depot, but Lowe's didn't sell this. Home Depot did. So that's why I went there, obviously. So I knew, so that's why I still have that box after 2 months. Usually I just throw all that stuff away. So I thought, well, okay, if there's a problem with it, maybe I'll send it back. So I saved the box for a little while, see how it goes. And it didn't go well because this thing has this leak in here, and it's just real small. It's just, I can almost cover it up. I can cover it up with this, and I could cover it up with that. I could actually find it. I ramble. So anyway, I'm going to call them because I can't handle that leak. I can hear it, and it wastes all the air, and it's always coming off. So I got the book out, and I got the number, and I called them. I called California Air Tool, California Air Tools. I called them on a Saturday. Got the rigmarole of automatic phone answering thing. Hold on, we'll transfer you. Push this, push that. Got into it, rang a few times. You know, leave a message. We'll get back to you. I did that twice on Saturday. So okay, this is going to be one of those things. So then I tried it again on Monday, thinking, well, maybe they're closed on Saturday or whatever. So I went in, called them, went right through. I had to hit the button and the O and all that. And I got to a live human being. I explained as best I could what my problem was. And nice enough, you know, you could tell I was an idiot. He kept asking what part, and I tried to explain it to him based on a photo that he had and I had. And so he kind of got it. But I think he was trying to get me to say, yeah, okay, send just this black part here, maybe. But I hum and hawed around. And anyway, he wound up, they were going to send me the whole gauge part. This whole all of this right in here. Not the big one, just the outgoing parts. So that was a few days ago, or about a week ago, I guess. So within a day, they contacted me back via email, said, okay, we're ready to send it. And they did, and it came in. And I like the idea that they use the post office, not UPS and all that stuff. God knows the post office has its issues, but still, I prefer the post office. So, it came in, and I'm acting like I've just now opened it, but I've already opened this thing. And I retaped it thinking, well, I'll pretend like I've just got it, and oh my God, it's an opening thing. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I did get it. It's interesting, kind of. Geez, yeah, I taped it up too good. Weird. So here's what they sent. Came in this box, you know, bubble wrap, that kind of thing. Here's a thank you, sorry, come back again terminology type thing. So anyway, this is what they sent me. You know, it's the whole thing. It's a new gauge, the control knob, and the attachment for right here. So it's from here over. And then you think, well, okay, that's great. But then I got to looking at it. So if you can tell, there's the attachment that goes to the tank. There's the red knob. So if I put this on here, you know, this is pointing backwards. Unless I do it like this. And actually, if you look, if you can see it, I don't know if you see it, but the red dial actually is supposed to set like this. So it's supposed to, this one sets like this as opposed to like that. So I'm thinking that maybe this part actually goes to one of their other tanks. You know, I didn't look at all their tanks and all that, but it looks like it's going to have to fit like this. I don't know that that's a problem. I don't think it is. But I'm going to put it on, and I'm not going to film that. I haven't put it on yet. I really haven't put it on. I had opened the box before. So it's going to be like this, and I don't know that that's going to be a problem. But it is not the same one that I have on there now. Actually, I think it's actually better. This is one of those where you can just, I don't know how to record it. You can just poke it in without pulling this back. I can just, it just pokes in, and then you only pull it back when you release, which is a better way of doing it, I think. So anyway, I'm going to shut the camera off. I'm going to put this thing on there. And it could take days because I'm not a mechanic of any kind, but I think all you have to do is unscrew it and screw this on, so wish me luck on that. And then I'll come back and you can see what it looks like, and then that'll be it. And you can go on about your business, but I really wanted to show the quietness of it. One more time with the quietness. I would put the other one on, but it's garbage. So anyway, I'm going to shut the camera off, and I'll try to put this thing on, and I'll come back and see what the deal is. Okay. Yo, I'm back. Okay, so I got this thing changed out, and it was as easy as you might expect. Here's the old one, and here's the new one. Because it's upside down, I went ahead and all it took was a wrench like this. So what I did is I cranked it a little bit farther over so that the gauge is now setting up. So that's actually better than the old one that's set here, although I'm guessing I could have done the same thing with it. But I didn't think of it. So, and I don't see any good way of making this one go up. Which is when maybe I don't need that. But anyway, so it's on there. There's no leaking. Everything seems to work. This works. It's holding its pressure now, so I'm happy. So again, I like it on this movable thing a little bit. For one thing, it's up a little bit. This is easier to move than trying to pick it up and roll it around. And depending on how tall you are, how long your arms are, when you pick this up, the back end drags. Other than that, I really like it. And I like the quietness of it because it's legitimately quiet. And one other thing I do like, you're not gonna, is this. I don't know if you can see this or not. You're down under here. There's a little range plug, and it has a valve that you can turn. It blows it all out, and I did that just a moment ago, and all the dirt and stuff just pours out the bottom, and the condensation, and oil or whatever's in there. And it's a lot easier to do this than it is to, pull this. Okay, this is going to be loud. I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to try to turn it back off real quick, but I just want you to see how easy it is to do. Ugh, I hate noise. Okay. Anyway, you do that. See all the stuff that comes out? I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a good way, probably a good thing to do as often as possible. I know now, since it's so easy, I'm going to be doing it more. But there you go. That's it. I'm done. Not that you care, but yeah, I would recommend this for this particular one for a small shop. The bigger ones, maybe this is good for a larger shop, or you're not going to run a paint thing off of this or all that kind of stuff. It's not recommended for that. All I use it for is blowing the dirt from over here to over there, and then back over there and back. You know how it is in the air hoses, but I just use it to blow things off and little nail guns and whatnot. So it works for me. Small shop, hobby, love it. So, and check out Dima if you want more technical information. And there's another guy out there, and I cannot remember his name. So, sorry, other guy out there. So, there it is. Maybe this will be my outro. I know how everybody loves those intros and outros these days.